To Mark Littlewood, Director of Popular Conservatism UK. Mark, a very good morning to you.
Top of the morning to you, Mike.
I'm less than convinced that British steel has been saved by the Labour government. I don't know about you, but I suspect you might have some sympathy for the view that this is a bit like putting an elastoplast over a gaping wound and it's not going to hold for very long.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on it there, Mike, with your discussion with Harriet Baldwin. The problem is that we've got so many regulations in place, largely around net zero, but a whole swathe of other regulations as well, that our energy prices in Britain are about 4 times that of the USA. And guess what? Making steel is a pretty energy intensive industry.
Yes.
So it's just not economic to make steel in the UK, thanks to all of the mad regulations we've brought in. So you now get into the sort of second tier problem of, well, if you are determined to make steel with all of those mad regulations in place, no business is really going to want to do it for reasons of turning a profit. Either the Chinese are going to want to do it for nefarious reasons, or the taxpayer is going to have to do it. Well, the longer term solution, if they can, make sure this furnace stays alight, is to actually get rid of all those ridiculous net zero regulations if you want a steel industry in Britain at all. Because if it ain't economic, no business is going to invest in it.
Well, that's right. But also the other problem for me is that green steel, which is what they seem to be wanting to transition into, is not going to be the kind of steel that can be used to build tanks or military jets or warships or anything that we need for our military industrial complex, really. And it's only really kind of soft steel. It's not virgin steel, so it's not something that we can make use of, really.
Yeah, another example of all of the incredible wishful thinking you get around so many of these green sort of arguments, Mike. Look, I mean, Harriet Baldwin was right in the interview you just had with her. We are moving into a different global reality. That doesn't mean we need to produce everything ourselves, but it does mean that we need to make sure we can quickly get our hands on them. I mean, another example you were just touching on is we're trying to bring in this coal from Japan,
You're right.
having just closed down our last remaining coal mines ourselves.
Right.
How is that remotely sensible, good for the environment, or in any way a sensible strategic place for the United Kingdom to find itself? So we've got to make sure, if we're not producing things ourselves that could be of great strategic value, that we at least have security of supply. I mean, I'm not even sure we've got that.
Well, no, because if we manage to get the coal off the ship that's currently sitting in the North Sea, then presumably as soon it's a bit like putting coal on your fire in the house, isn't it? You've got to go back out to the bunker and get some more because you know that it's going to burn off. So where's the next ship coming from, And I'm told that Japan also is a net importer of coal. So it's probably not, it might even be Chinese coal that we brought from Japan.
God only knows. I mean, again, our energy industry has really been a disaster now for decades, Mike. And part of it is politicians keep interfering. They can't decide whether they're pro-nuclear or anti-nuclear. Yeah. Conservatives, thankfully, are now moving away from net zero. But as you fairly point out, they were the cheerleaders for net zero. I mean, you would have to be a very brave person indeed to invest in any form of any sector of the energy industry at all in Britain, because the rules are likely to change at any point. The rug's going to be pulled under your feet. You can only turn a profit if you've got some mystic meg ability to predict what the government is likely to do in future with regard to the rules and regulations. That's not really a kind of business operation, a sensible business operation. That's one complete uncertainty and randomness. So we've got to reset all of our rules here if we're remotely serious, not just about preserving British steel production, if that's what we want to do, but actually ensuring that our general energy bills come down, not just for domestic use, but for all industrial use as well. No wonder Britain isn't very competitive.
Yeah, and no, it's far too expensive in every single way. Great to talk to you, Mark Littlewood. Thank you very much indeed, Director of Popular Conservatism UK.